Ah, technology. Uh, Good evening, everyone, or what up, though, to everybody who's from Detroit. My name is Ryan Pearson. I am one of three co directors and specifically the director of programs for Detroit Narrative Agency. And we are super excited to have you join us for our official launch of one of our newest programs, Ethics and Aesthetics. Um, Ah, so we begin at DNA by acknowledging and uplifting the history of Detroit, whose indigenous name is Wawiyatanang, as Anishinaabe and other indigenous peoples' stolen land. Also, the largest majority black city in the nation with a long legacy of African diasporic global contributions, and was also the last stop on the Underground Railroad known by its code name Midnight. Detroit is also the U.S. city with the largest concentration of Arab Americans, a border city with historic and growing Latinx communities, and a legacy of Asian American communities and movements. Welcome to day one of Ethics and Aesthetics. Ethics and Aesthetics is a film screening and talkback series that focuses on the form and content of films relevant to Black, Brown, and Indigenous Detroiters. Tonight, we will screen two blocks of films followed by two talkbacks with those filmmakers. The program includes 8 perspectives on the intersections of gender and a multitude of experiences from Black filmmakers from across the diaspora. Thank you and enjoy.
All the sweetheart seat. All the sweetheart seat. Oh, this is the wonderful time of my life. Oh, let me tell you something. Uncle Joe.
I wondered why Eve and I seemed different now, and I ended up by deciding that she was still the same attractive Eve. I wasn't so easy to push anymore. That it's a good idea to try to change yourself first if there has to be a change.
Five femme identifying artists.
Sexuality and sensuality outside of a context of oppression.
I must be taking on something masculine.
Femininity.
Warrior behavior.
About being a black woman.
We are here and we are here to be seen.
It's like something about being dominant or powerful.
Challenging thoughts around identity.
My name is Syra. I use she, her pronouns. I'm the curator of Virago. My practice is pretty dimensional. I think like part of my practice is the work that I do, like just like collaborating with a lot of artists. And then my more like solitary practice is a lot like, it's like a narrative based practice. I'm really interested in kind of like the contemporary femme identity.
Hi, I'm Nyambora Nje, aka Problematic Black Hottie, aka Problem, aka Problematic, aka Black Hottie, aka 99. I am a DJ here in the lovely Detroit City. A lot of my work, social and cultural work, focuses on the performance of identity and the performance of femininity. I'm super lucky to be here in Detroit and have come into my DJing as what I feel a creative and artistic renaissance is happening in the city against a backdrop of gentrification. But being a DJ right now in this particular space and time has been really amazing. Getting to create spaces, particularly for feminine identifying people, has been really incredible. And so my role in the show, I curated the sonic experience. I played a ton of Black female rap because that was really my reference for learning how to do Black womanhood. Kim, Foxy Brown, City Girls, Megan Thee Stallion, tons of Black female rap that really taught me about womanhood and femininity.
My name is Aya Simone. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm a harpist, singer, songwriter, and filmmaker. I've always been a storyteller in my work, and I began as a singer, singing in church growing up, and essentially in high school I learned how to play the harp, and so I told stories through like my harp music, and I graduated up to kind of like film, where I'm working on a web series called Film Queen Chronicles, which is about 4 Black trans women living in the city of Detroit. A lot of my work involves challenging thoughts around identity. They center, or rather, my subject matter is around existence and kind of in feelings and emotions.
Sitting in Aya's room right now, Aya talks a lot about transparency, about polarity, space, and Neptune, and because what we were trying to capture was like this very powerful femme identity that we all kind of feel, but there's not a lot of words for it. A lack of terminology to describe, I think, like the type of women that we are, or type of like people that we are. In that search for narrative, we kind of just started like having these open conversations, kind of doing these like idea dumps, talking to each one of these women and being like what is gender presentation to you? Like, when did you start doing that? Like, how did you do that? At what points in just like your daily life do you feel more or less like this person? Like, what makes you feel that way? We started talking about aesthetics. So that's talking about like what you surround yourself with.
I love fruit. I really love fruit, cherries and strawberries, especially cherries in particular, because fruit are really sensual to me. Sensual, which is related to sex and sexuality, because sex and sexuality are such major parts and themes about being a Black woman.
Or what you adorn yourself with, like objects, like adornment of the body, the way that you keep your hair, things like that, all that kind of like builds this personality or this identity.
Cherries in particular, because I just feel like they're so sexy and cute and flirty and sensual and juicy, and they're all the things that I wish that my Black woman sexuality would be outside of the context of like white supremacist, racist, capitalist patriarchy. They're a symbol of sexuality and sensuality outside of a context of oppression for me.
I think the word that comes to mind when I think of like Virago and its connection to this particular show is essentially that of like dream work. Participating in this show and like seeing all of the other like artists and like participants that have put it together really reminded me of like a dream sequence. It reminds me of like imagination, and I consider myself a dreamer, and so I think I really connected with the kind of dreaminess or ethereal kind of vibe in this space. kind of obsessed with the floor piece, the fabric underneath this like large like plexiglass that I got to stand on the whole night. It lit up, and I don't know, I've kind of just been really feeling like the clear carry, like I'm kind of obsessed with like prisms right now, and just the way that they refract and like reflect light. That was the piece I'm probably most connected to in my particular space.
I just noticed that when male DJs play music, they don't really think about women listeners in the audience that much. And when they do think about women, it's really about how, you know, if it's like about women dancing, it's more how that dancing relates to men and how that can then, you know, help men take women home or things like that. It was never really just about women just playing music so women will just have a good time.
Creativity, I feel like, is enjoyment. And I remember, like, I enjoyed myself the entire, like, process of, like, doing Virago. And so, just, like, even the getting ready and the, like, reveal and just the party that kind of ensued after, that really spoke to me as an artist to do, like, fun shit. And I loved how feminine each of the spaces felt. I associated them with like femininity.
People experiencing joy, just dancing, getting to release themselves even for one song or for 2 or 4 hours of a party is really important work, especially because of just all the political chaos that's happening right now. And so I find that creating spaces for people to just be, express themselves, and just enjoy themselves to be extremely important and absolutely necessary.
And this is something I feel very strongly about, like with discussions of feminism. We're always kind of looked at as still being compared to the standard, which is the male. So it's difficult to be a feminist and not be looked at as anti-masculine. I think like a lot of times we end up taking on these words and having to like redefine them.
Words that remind us of our place and are meant to put us back in our place. So sassy is a word that's so stereotypically like used to describe Black women. So I really wanted the sassy phone to kind of like personify like that sassiness that is associated with Black women, and particularly like I like to use it as sort of a metaphor for having to respond sassily to something. So often we experience things as Black women that have us like, what? And we don't always get to respond the way that we really, really want to, and the way that honestly is warranted because of, you know, whatever it may be, because we may lose a job or incite violence or whatever it may be. And so it's like when the sassy phone is symbolically ringing, it kind of reminds me of like Dave Chappelle's skit, When Being Real Goes Wrong. When the sassy phone rings, so when do you answer the sassy phone? Can you answer the sassy phone in that interaction, in that context? Or do you just let the sassy phone ring? Something happens, a microaggression happens, and that sassiness is sparked, is activated.
Like when I get on the sassy phone, because you know sometimes people be having you fucked up and you really can't respond how you want. When the sassy phone rings, it's like, do you answer? And sometimes you really have to answer the sassy phone and just give it to them.
I remember being part of the brainstorming sessions for the Virago show and trying to figure out a word that captured the experience or essence or, you know, whatever it may be that we were trying to capture. And no, there just didn't seem to be a word that we could use to find it. And like, I guess in standard everyday English, the closest word to that would have been bitch. But which is a word I personally love, because, well, for one, I think that I couldn't agree
more with some of my favorite icons, such as like Missy and Little Kim, when they say that, you know, there's no like more powerful word that you can call a woman, especially when she's a powerful, strong woman, an independent woman, because that word is often used to remind women of their place. And that's what I mean about the performance of identity, is that we perform all of the identities that we have. We learn how to perform womanhood, we learn how to perform blackness. And so when we step outside of the boundaries or boxes of those performances, we have words that are used against us to remind us how to go back into that box. And so I love the word bitch because that's the word that's used to remind women of their place and how they should be acting or performing their womanhood.
We did like a session when we were all like thinking about like words, and you know, it had been like a while of us just like being frustrated with like the fact that we couldn't come up with a term, and we kept using the word like dom. In this search for terms, like essentially describing powerful women, we kept getting like the same thing. Like we kept running into the same thing. Like it's always going to be compared to like, if you're doing well because you're doing it like a man, right? And it's difficult constantly to be able to find narrative or be able to even be this person that I am without it being like, because I'm doing well, because I'm succeeding, because I stand up for myself, or because I speak the way that I speak, I'm doing that in a very feminine way. Instead, it usually is like I must be taking on something masculine. You know what I mean? So I think that the search is always essentially to redefine what is power, what is success, what is strength, and do it my way, which I believe is feminine inherently.
Sort of also add the layer of transcending the performance, culturally assigned performances of womanhood, because I think that that's one of the most important parts of my social and cultural work in inspiring other women and feminine identifying people to perform their femininity in ways that that they define themselves.
Definitions that were inherently based on, like, I think being strong in a woman's way. So like that's why we fuck with it more than the other words.
And so for Virago,
the one that stood out was that it was affiliated with like warrior behavior, just like very like powerful feminine behavior.
This shit is a girl blunt. I only smoke girl blunts.
Looking gully in the
to me, got a blood red dress with the cake sitting. Shake with it, then he draped in it. The back of the bear, he make a drink with it. Well done shit, I got stakes in it. I address mine, know your place with it. Snake ass bitches rocking fake linen. How you bossed up fucking with a lame nigga? Body anybody who ain't riding. Yeah, I ain't gotta tell you that I'm about it. Told him he ain't really want the problems. Put the pussy on him, not a nigga wildin', not a nigga wanna see me on the daily, I'm in hiding. Treat him like a peasant, but he like it, yeah. Bitch, you get tough, come try it. I'ma tear that bitch up till I'm tired. Yeah, 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 yeah. Little baby, call my phone from the E-way. I'ma feed that nigga cake, it's a B-day. He know I get to talking crazy off the leeway. So he stay strapped, Air Force, East Bay. I'm a monster, that freak shit childish. Now he up the Bronx.
mileage. GM, two hand twist, he smiling. No hands, bitch, what throat? I'm wildin'. Nigga got the pack, call him Van. Put a bitch to sleep, call him Zan. 2 OZs in a brown paper bag, 2 stacks rolled up in a black rubber band. Yeah, fuck with a nigga with a plan. Snap a nigga neck to get his bitch out of jam. That'll thump it if I put it in his hands. Get it so snatched while he waiting on his man.
Look, my hands are shaking.
You think we could get a lot?
Yeah. Yeah, there's no doubt. There's usually a lot of cash at these things. Africans, man. We could run away 2 times.
Your hands stop shaking.
Holding them still. Oh. It's time to go.
Hey, look at me. You can do this.
Kobe!
Uncle Ray!
Oh! Oh! Wow. How'd you get invited? I learned a trick. If I leave my husband at home, all of a sudden, your parents will invite me to these things.
How they treating you?
You know them.
Yeah. Well, I'll see you inside.
Yeah.
So, we were all in the same text. We're all in the same group text. 6 p.m. I said I'll get here at 5 to help.
I should beat your ass, you know that? Of course, yeah. You call yourself an uncle. Come here. Where the hell you been?
We're all in the same group text. 6 p.m. I said I'll get here at 5 to help. But what the hell?
Whatever. Here.
Slow down, woman.
Be careful. You just woke up. We sent a time change like 3 days ago. Called you this morning. Texted. You for real missed all that?
Obviously.
Yeah, Dad wants that. Your mom wants to count it. Watch him. Since you missed everything.
Junior? What you looking at? Hey, Junior. Hey. Okay. There you are. Yeah? That's so inappropriate.
Hey, look there. He's not trapped underneath a new girlfriend after all.
Well, nobody sent me the time change.
Well, you're here now, safe. That is all that matters to me.
Whatever. You think I did it on purpose?
Did I say that?
No, thank you.
Let me help with that. It's the least I can do.
You only slow us down.
Dude, come on.
We love you so much. Close the door behind you, though.
Fine. But when you're done, I'm carrying that.
Oh, so now you want to help? It's a deal.
Open up.
Les bagages sont...
Oh, no. No. What are we gonna do for money? Something told me you'd get cold feet. Look, I didn't want to say this, but my brother is looking for me, like right now. He's been driving around and asking people if they've seen his gay-ass little brother, and that he just wants to talk. And...
No, you don't think that he wants to say sorry? Yeah, we could put all of this behind us.
he wants to finish this. I'm not going back to that house, you know that. I'm out. Barely, but I'm out. Maybe I need to figure this out on my own, you know?
You'll never worry about someone putting their hands on you ever again, okay? Okay? I love you. And what time is our flight? Remind me.
10 p.m.
It can't be late then.
I know. I love you too.
I can't believe I missed this outdooring and that.
Babe. Today, we have gathered here to celebrate the lives of Mr. Aaron McNeely and Mrs. Annette Ankra McNeely as we pray for their new son, Junior. And prayer. Family and love.
Amen.
Prayer. Prayer. More prayer. Way more prayer. Prayer. Health, strength, and success. Growing family and stuff.
Praise the Lord.
And I dip my hand in some water. Place it on his lips. If you say it is water, then it should be water. And now you're blessed forever and ever.
Why are you all still here? I have to lock up before this place charges me.
They holding my money hostage.
What is wrong with them? It's too late. Yeah, they're in there? Huh?
Yeah, Uncle Ray get more sugar in his tank every time I see him.
Unless he hears you talking, you're not helping.
Sucking his teeth.
Dijaco, come.
You too
away.
swole to be acting like that.
Don't say swole.
You know what I mean.
Bothering yourself. We're trying to work. Can you move? You're like a fly, always buzzing around.
You're just coming out of everywhere.
Not my baby, though.
No, not
He not gonna be no faggot, not today.
Not any day.
Nah, we'll pray it out of you. Right, baby?
Hallelujah. Yeah, my son ain't gonna go down that road.
No.
Hey, you gotta protect Julian. That's all he needs.
Bro, you don't know shit.
Let me.
Good luck. Try his binky.
Yo, Kobe. Where you going, man?
Where's the money?
Fuck the money.
What do you mean, fuck the money? That's the whole plan.
I'll figure it out. Don't doubt me.
Kobe!
Where the hell is he going?
I don't know.
Hey.
Kobe!
Hey, man, we gonna take Junior home. What you doing?
All right, drive up.
Where the
Drive the car.
Where? What are you doing?
Just drive the car.
What you doing? Kobe. Who is that?
Turn the car on.
All right.
Hey!
Drive on the phone. Don't look at me.
That is my baby. I need you to hand him to me right now.
Let's go, dog.
What do you mean?
Open the fucking
What the
door.
hell is
Hey, open the fucking door. Open the door. Open the door.
Let's go. Babe, let me
Unlock the door. Let me baby.
Let me talk. Kobe.
I speak a little French.
What is going
Je
on?
parle un peu de français.
Look at me.
I miss you.
Kobe, this isn't working.
Tu me manques.
How are you?
Comment vas-tu?
Repeat it, please.
Veuillez répéter, s'il vous plaît.
Goodbye.
Au revoir.
The luggage is heavy.
Les bagages sont lourds.
Whatever is happening is okay.
Je peux le faire.
Where is the airport?
Où est l'aéroport?
What is this, eh?
Dure le vol.
It's impossible.
C'est impossible.
I can't find my seat.
Je ne trouve pas mon siège.
Can you help me?
Pouvez-vous m'aider?
I'm waiting for my friend.
J'attends mes amis.
If they say it is water, then it should be water.
When do I have to be at the gate?
And now he's blessed forever.
I have a headache.
J'ai mal à la tête.
How many people
Est-ce que je peux
Let's go. Take him, motherfucker. Take him. I'll kill you.
Come on.
Take him.
Come on, no, my baby's safe. Calm down. Calm down. Are you okay?
Oh.
yourself together. What the hell were you thinking? Jesus.
I see you, looking at me crazy ways. What you wanna say? I see you, looking at me crazy ways. What you wanna say? I see you, looking at me crazy ways. What you wanna say?
You okay? Yeah. Just peeing.
You're not freaking out, are you?
No, I just needed to use the bathroom.
I mean, it's okay if you are.
It's fine. I'm fine.
You're cute. A friend of mine sources the beans from organic farms all around the world.
It's good. I usually just drink whatever they have at the office.
Oh, we need to upgrade your coffee game. Bad coffee is almost as bad as bad sex, and that shit they serve at work is criminal. But it's the government, so I guess it's to be expected.
I should probably get going.
I had a good time.
Yeah.
Can I show you something? Here.
What's this?
A collection of plays by a bunch of women. I got it when I was trying to be an actress. You told me last night at the bar that you used to write plays, so... This one's really good. It's about a woman who was slowly poisoning her husband over the years, but starts to regret it.
It's dark.
I like dark. I was wondering when you were going to do that.
I don't want it to smell like weed.
What, you got a Saturday spreadsheet meeting to attend? Why don't we develop a spreadsheet to track all the spreadsheets?
I don't sound like that. That is a good idea, though. A master spreadsheet. You want to hear something funny?
Mm-hmm.
I'm certified in Excel. I hate Excel.
So when can I read one of yours?
One of my what?
Your plays. I want to read one.
So would I.
You didn't write while on medical leave?
Nope. Just a lot of Netflix and morphine. I haven't written in years.
What happened?
Life happened. I don't know, I guess I realized that seeing my words performed on a stage wasn't gonna feed me.
Dalton sucks. I can't imagine being at that place for 20 years.
That place has afforded me a roof over my head, great health insurance, a pension, and it's only been 15 years. I didn't think I'd be there this long either.
You like that shit.
It's all right. What? Honestly, I don't even care. I'm just there to pick up my check and that's it. Got what, less than 5 years left and then I'm done with them.
It's kind of sad. I don't want to get to the point where I no longer care.
Give it time.
So, I popped your cherry, huh?
Yeah, okay, so about that, let's just keep that between you and me because I don't want anyone at the
I don't
office.
fuck with none of them lames at the office. But it's different, isn't it?
What?
A woman's tongue.
I don't know how you do it.
Eat pussy.
You all up in there, down.
Don't knock it till you try it. You wanna try it?
No, thank you, but
Just fucking with you.
a lot goes on down there. Well, at least used to.
A lot of magic. You know you can't destroy magic, right?
So acting, huh?
Wasn't for me.
What is for you?
Still trying to figure that out.
You got time.
Yeah.
You do. I wish I would have given myself more time to just figure it out.
It's been torturous for both of us. He's dying slowly and I'm watching him do it.
What are you going to do?
End it.
You're really good.
You think so?
Yeah. Why'd you stop?
Honestly, my boyfriend at the time came to one of my plays and told me I was wasting my time. And I believed him.
Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him, fuck him, fuck him. Okay? I'm serious. Fuck him!
Find love on Mars like water. Find love
fork and the spoon. Just 'cause you'd be all my childhood dreams come true. And if the sun stopped shining, I'd be more than inclined to find my life.
Did it hurt? I didn't feel anything during, but recovery was a bitch. You're the first person to see my scar.
Are you okay?
It's just so final, you know? They don't talk about that part. What they take away, what you can't do. Honestly, I don't even know if I wanted to have kids. But I wanted the choice. I care. I do still care.
I know you do.
Get your hand off my hand. I don't want you to touch me. But maybe I do. I'm not ready to say it out loud. But I wish you could hear my thoughts. And I wish you could read my heart. Oh, maybe I should take it slow.
Get your lips out my face. I don't want you to kiss me, but maybe I do. I'm not ready to say it out loud, but I wish you could hear my thoughts, and I wish you could read my heart out.
Do you want to order some food?
I just want you to know.
Get out of my head. Wanna stop thinking about you. Maybe I don't. I'm not ready to say it out loud.
Would you be so kind to walk and swing my way? I'll give you 100 reasons. It's you I'd rather be pleasing. Don't be shy, girl, and don't you walk away. If you got plans of leaving, trust me to take the lead then. Let's get close, baby. Just let our feelings flow, baby. And take me high, baby.
All right, everybody, we are back. So that was the first set of 4 films out of 8 tonight. And so I'm going to welcome the 4 amazing and brilliant filmmakers whose work we just saw in the order that we saw them. So we've got Carrie Hawks, who did Origin of Hair. We have Francesca Lamar, who did Virago. We have Maxwell Aday, who did Outdooring. And then we have Felicia Pride, who did Tender. So welcome, y'all.
Thank you for having us.
Super excited to have you here. Yes. And again, like watching you all's films for like the second and third time. has been amazing. So glad to have y'all, and let's jump into it. So the first question I have for you, and it's sort of like a setup for what we were thinking of when we launched Ethics and Aesthetics. So the series is called Ethics and Aesthetics, and our inspiration for choosing that name was the Black arts movement from the 1960s and 70s. And Larry Neal, who was a huge contributor to that movement and an African American theater artist and scholar, wrote an article in 1968 where he examined the contradiction of the Black aesthetic being influenced by and or catering to a white gaze. He said, quote, "It is a profound ethical sense that makes a Black artist question a society in which art is one thing and the actions of people another." End quote. I'm sorry, not end quote. The Black arts movement believes that your ethics and your aesthetics are one. So with that in mind, I would like for you each to describe, starting with Carrie, and we'll go in order. With that in mind, describe what inspired you to tell the story your film tells, the form you use. Like, we have a mix of documentary, experimental, drama. So yeah, I would love for you all to share what inspired you to tell the story your film tells, and how you were able to preserve your vision and commitment to making the film you wanted it to be, regardless of an outside gaze or perception.
First off, thanks for having me, and I'm so happy to screen alongside all these great films. So my inspiration for making my film, a lot of times as an animator, I would work with like a storyboard and a script and idea and plan all things out before I'd start making. And last summer I had a chance to just spend a month on work, so I decided to start playing and then figure out what I was making as I was making, or even afterwards. So the first part of my film is kind of like a collage piece, and when I saw this little girl, I just wanted her to like come out of the mountaintop and just blow everybody away. And then when she wrote down the guitar, I added all the audio later, so I was like, oh, that's definitely Sister Rosetta Tharpe, like showing us how rock and roll began. And then I had grown the second part of my film using my own hair clips, and was just playing with hair as a kind of like a form and seeing what came out of that. And so then I dug into some archive audio to think about just what person does in the face of adversity, or what they do in the face of a challenge. So, I mean, most of the film was made by myself, so there was no one to question my gaze, and it was more just like kind of discovering, hey baby, discovering the film as I'm making it. I know.
Awesome. Thank you, Carrie. Let's move it to Francesca, who did Virago. And I want to shout out Francesca because she is from the D. She's right here in Detroit with the rest of us. So yeah, she was one of the few Detroit submissions we got. So please, we're super proud of you, Francesca.
Hello, everyone. So mainly the inspiration for Virago and for most of it is about highlighting communities in Detroit that I need more visibility for. And so it's very about celebrating Black film identity, also allowing for Black films to tell their stories through their own gazes. And also to really challenge and question all of our opinions and thoughts on identity and gender and how they intersect, and how they show up in our different practices. And so all of the artists being music artists, it was really important for me to highlight how they encapsulate their identity, how it shows up, but also give them the opportunity to explain what that is.
Nice, thank you. Maxwell with Outdooring.
So Outdooring was a student thesis project, and the advice that I got going into it was to tell the film that you're afraid to tell. And I think when I first started making films, a lot of the films I would make were so personal that I was doing the work of making sure my family and my friends were being represented in a specific way, in a specific light, being very tender about that. And I felt like I was getting in the way of telling a very honest story. So with this one, I try to tell something that's emotionally very personal, but I try to pile on as much fiction as possible. Like, I don't have an older sister. I never try to steal money from my family. And that allowed me to speak very honestly because I knew I had to be honest with the character's journey and who they were and what their relationships were. And because it's coming from me, it's coming from me, and it's coming from a place that is close to my life. It's going to be a very honest telling, and that's going to be very exposing for me. As far as the gays, I think I had to do a balancing act of making sure my queer character felt real to me, making sure the Ghanaian characters felt real to me, making sure the Black American characters felt real to me, and kind of dance with them. And in the editing process, and the casting process, and the writing process, always questioning myself and asking myself questions about representation.
Thank you. And last but not least, Felicia Pride with Tinder.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, Detroit Narrative and Allied Media Conference, and all the wonderful filmmakers. For me, I'm very interested in exploring Black female sexuality, and because I think it's very often, first of all, we don't see it that often or often enough, or when we do see it, it's often exploited or shamed or shown one kind of way. So I was really interested in exploring the various nuances of Black female sexuality, but also Black desire, Black female desire. And that's not just from like a sexual sense, but an emotional sense, a life sense, and then showing Black queerness. And essentially, too, I was really interested in, characters who seem to be very different, connecting and bonding. And what does it look like when you have emotional intimacy after a one night stand? So I think I also am writing projects and working on projects of things that I want to see. And so I think that is part of like me challenging the various gazes is by making my own work. I am primarily a writer, so just even the idea of directing, I had all these narratives in my head about I'm not a director, I can't direct, blah, 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 blah. But I think that it's important for us to tell our stories because we have so many different perspectives. We have so many different experiences. So, yeah.
Awesome. So this was your first film then?
Yeah, this was my first film I directed. Yep.
Who else on this panel was a first-time filmmaker? Anybody else? First-time director, I should say. Okay, awesome. Beautiful. Glad to have your work. So the next question I have for you all was, and for the sake of time, try to be brief, but it's kind of a broad question, is what was your creative process from concept to creation, and how did your values or ethics inform that approach? So some of you answered it a little bit in the previous question, but maybe you can expand on it. And let's go backwards this time, except Felicia just spoke, so I'm not going to do that to you. Francesca, let's start with you.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
I definitely can. So the question is basically, what was your creative process in making your film from concept to creation, and how did your personal values inform your approach?
Okay, so Virago was a 6-month kind of encapsulation. It started with an actual physical installation art show that was curated by Syra, who you see in the film, but also a team of about 12 other artists, visual artists, sound designers, costume design, makeup design. So all of us as creatives already kind of had held each other as community. And so we were all very familiar with each other's work. And so a lot of the process of getting to the film stage was really going in and deep diving into each other's narratives. I remember we spent days and weeks of just kind of being in each other's dressing rooms, at home, looking through clothing, really deeply connecting to adornment and how that shows up in identity. And so that was very much so part of the process. And I say ethics wise, being someone who identifies as a Black femme myself, I guess it just felt necessary to be that detailed with the process, and really creating this intimate conversation with the audience, where you are all of the gaze is directed by that community, being the Black.
Beautiful. How about Maxwell?
My process was, I started with an idea. I knew I wanted to tell a coming out story of sorts, and I had been toying with genre filmmaking for a while. So when I thought about needing a character to come out who also is implicated in some way in how he comes out, that there can be some criticism around that. I thought of a heist film, because a heist film kind of needs you to go along with a character who is committing a crime, but you have to come at it with some sort of empathy, because the filmmaker usually wants you to go along with the protagonist. So I found those two correlations and slowly laid them on top of each other and started writing from that perspective, and it was helpful because it gives me kind of signposts to keep me going in a specific direction, because there's so many different directions you can kind of go into. And then from there, it was just learning how to have a very clear vision of what I wanted and communicate that with my team over and over again. So I would do things like, with the actors, I created journal entries for each character. And then I gave them to the actors just so they can have a deeper understanding of where their mindset is, and bring that into the creation of their character. I didn't give them any other instructions. I just wanted to provide things in that form that's not in the script. And then as far as ethics, I'm interested in having really hard conversations with family. I think for queer folks, that can be even more complicated. So I wanted the character to be doing something that maybe I don't personally agree with, but I can understand where he's coming from. And by the end, he makes himself vulnerable enough to start a really difficult conversation.
Yeah. And Maxwell, in the last question, you were saying like some of it is from your life, a lot of it was not. Did you ever try to steal a baby?
No.
Okay, because you said you didn't try to steal money, but you did say you
That's true. I should have. Yeah, I left that out. I didn't try to steal a baby or money. I should have that noted.
Okay.
Thank you for helping me out.
That's good to know. All right. How about you, Felicia?
When because I was looking to start directing, and I wanted to tell a story that was going to be not too much for my first time out, something that was contained. So I wanted something that was going to be very simple. And I thought about the two characters, Kiana and Lulu. They come from a longer project that I wrote. So I took those two characters because I felt like, okay, I can tell a story here that'll be two actors, one location, one day, but still have the themes and places I want to explore, and still be like short. So that was sort of the practical side of things. And, so turned it into a standalone story, and then went through the process of, we had to actually crowdfund for the film, so we crowdfunded, and the whole casting process and working with the actors. We didn't have a ton of time to do that. Luckily, one of the actors I worked with in a directing workshop previously, Pharrell Walker, so we already had that sort of rapport, which was great. I created a lookbook, kind of like Maxwell was saying, in terms of communicating the vision to the whole team to show what I was going for, and a lot of meetings with the cinematographer, because it was really important to capture the sensuality and the intimacy, and so we had a lot of talks on that, and yeah. It's a little bit about the process.
And so, Felicia, can we look forward to seeing another project featuring Kiana and Lulu?
Yeah, I mean, so the response to the movie has been so great that I've made the decision to turn it into a feature, but I'm scared as shit. So yeah, I don't even know what the story is, but yeah.
That's amazing.
It's for the people, because I am scared and I would not do this, you know. But
we need to see it though. We need to see it.
Yeah, I feel like y'all gonna be with me. So yeah, but yeah, that's the decision.
All right, awesome. We look forward to that. And Carrie.
Yeah, so I said a little bit about my creative process, but basically I was just playing and discovering. So as I was making the visuals for it, I went back later and found audio to go with it. So I had the idea of Sister Rosetta Tharpe, and then I learned more about her. And the audio that I clipped is like, she's just talking about how like it's the most wonderful time in her life. And that's actually when she was on tour with her girlfriend in the 1950s. And it was pretty unheard of for two Black women to be on tour together without a man, and also to be in love. So that was incredibly inspiring. And then looking into other archive to figure out like when you're faced with a lot of adversity or like social pressure or religion and whatnot, like how you cope with that. So I really like this archival audio that I listened to about just like changing yourself, not necessarily like not being queer, not being out, but just like changing your relationship to how people respond to you. And I see that more as like getting your self-worth from yourself, and then, you know, these other people are going to do what they're going to do, but like as long as you continue to your dream and follow your passion, then that's what it's about.
Beautiful. Well, unfortunately, we are out of time because it's a jam-packed night, but thank you all for coming. And real quick, like lightning fast, just let people know where they can find your social media, and if you have any new projects coming up and where we could watch them. So let's start with Maxwell.
I'm on Instagram at Maxwell Aday. The last name is ADDAE, and that's the best place to find whatever I'm working on. I'm working on a few things, but I'll post it on there.
Awesome. Francesca.
Hi everyone, again, thank you. You can find me on IG at my name, Francesca Lamar. That's FRANCHESCA, Lamar, LAMARRE. You can also find links to most of my interdisciplinary work on my website, and that's going to be at queencomplexdetroit.com. So that's QUEENCOMPLEX Detroit.com.
Awesome. Felicia?
You can go to tendermovie.com. We have a bunch of goodies, including an extended soundtrack that was curated by Asha Santee and Boom Scat, the artists behind the music in Tender. And we're on Instagram at Tender Movie, and I'm on Instagram at Tender at Felicia Pride.
Beautiful. I was gonna say, because that music was bomb as fuck. Like, it was great. And Carrie?
I'm Maroon Horizon on Instagram and my website, MAROONHORIZON. And I'm also working on an animated documentary about people of color and self-injury.
Wow. Amazing. So we look forward to seeing all this great work coming out of y'all. Looking forward to that Kiana and Lulu saga. And just thank y'all so much. And we're so excited to have you be a part of our Ethics and Aesthetics series. Thank y'all.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you all.
Likewise.
All right. Yes. All right. Welcome back, everyone. So we are doing part 2 of our screening. So we're going to be showing the next 4 films. Content warning, the following films will make reference to homophobia, sexual abuse, domestic violence, and other forms of trauma. So prepare yourself for that, or just know that it's coming, and enjoy, and I'll see you back for the talk back.
Morning, baby.
Morning, Mommy.
What you want, Brat?
Cereal.
Go get it.
Yes, Daddy.
Where you going?
Bathroom.
Nope, I gotta get ready early today.
Where you going?
Daddy got a job interview today. Hey.
This the one, Dad?
Move a little, man. You know I don't like when you watch me. Go on now. Go on now.
Morning, babe.
Morning.
Boy. Well, I just cleaned this kitchen. Out. Both of y'all out. Get out.
Daddy's gonna whip you if you do another prank.
Well, then you better not tell him next time I prank you.
Well, you better not prank me no more.
Well, then you better not open the medicine cabinet today.
Ain't nothing in the medicine cabinet.
Alright, we'll see.
Let me have some gummy bears.
No.
Let me have some gummy bears. Stop it.
Are you okay?
Right? Right? Okay. You got it. I hope so. Not doing here all this for you. You ain't even thanks. You're not grateful at all. Is that you? Oh, what? You get mad now? What? What? You gonna hit me now?
Ain't nobody trying to go there with you today.
Oh, okay. All right. What? You gonna move me? I wish you would. Ain't
nobody trying to go in today.
Hurry up.
Cereal.
Ain't no more. Your brother wasted it all with his little prank. I will cook breakfast. Y'all need to go down to the corner store and get some groceries. And tell your brother he is not there to buy gummy bears.
Mama said you can't get any more gummy bears.
I'm still gonna get them.
I'ma tell him.
You better not.
I am because she said not to.
You better not, Irma.
Ma'am, please don't record. There's nothing to see here. Ma'am, no, I can't tell you that. Please keep moving. I'm asking you nicely. Thank you. Thank you. Please, I need you to move. Hey, please. Yeah, I asked you to stop taping?
No.
I'm asking,
you guys are doing too much
please.
out here. No.
Welcome. Welcome.
Hey, Teresa, did Mom give you a list?
No, I remember them.
Hey, you smell with that little mama?
I'm fine.
You sure? You know, I don't mind helping out. You know, remember me? One of your mom's friends.
Who that is? Janice's girl?
Yeah.
Show looking.
For real, for real. She going to look just like her, too. Come, let me help you out with that.
Hey! What are you two doing?
Just talking.
To this little girl.
Man, you got it all wrong.
I need you out of my store.
Now, you don't need to do
If
all
you
that.
aren't out of my store, I'm calling the police. Out!
Where were you? You hear me? Where were you? Can you help me?
Work. If you want it, you should roll with it. If you want this work, you better get down with the team and come up, come up, come up, come up, come up, come up. Yeah, you should roll with me and come up, come up, come up, come up, come up, come up. Yeah, you should roll with me for a fee. I can get you what you need. Quarter key and pour a whole pound if you fuck with me. Got this work. If you want it, yeah, you should roll with me. If you want this work, you better get down with the team and come up. Man now, poppin' tags, coppin' bands now. She poppin' slow, watch it roll now. She wanna roll, I tell her whoa now, whoa now. I'm a baller, watch me go now, go now. Cross over, kick the dough down, dough down. I'ma show you how this work. Get the product, get the work. Whip it like a whiz, think about a pig when she twerk. I ain't got time for the playing friend.
Go and get my edge control and then I'll bring it down.
Front seat, you roll deep. Mary down the trench with a strap and reach. If a nigga act bad, I'ma put his ass to sleep. I'm about on my
I don't see it, babe.
Did you look in the medicine cabinet behind the mirror?
all up in my sauce, cause I'm all up on my knowledge. On the feet, I can get you what you need.
Jared, okay, stop, that's enough. Stop it. Okay, Jared, stop, that's enough. Stop.
My name is Nova. This is 2019. This is the sun and the stars and the president. And this is the sun in 1939 and the stars and the president. And this is my grandmother at 25. And this is what healing looked like. And this is what healing looks like in 2019. My grandmother passed away last year, and I found myself wondering, did she ever truly get to heal from the pain of her abusive husband? She never spoke to me about her pain, but I witnessed it, and even more, I inherited it. She was under a spell cast by slavery and hundreds of years of trauma and oppression. I knew I had to break that spell and cast a new one. The Wild Darlings are a Black queer healing arts collective. We are women, we are gender nonconforming, we hold pain as sacred and full of beauty. We created a rite of passage for ourselves to reveal our inherited trauma and cast it away into the night. I invited Grandmother Sangoma to guide us in our spiritual work. It was a dream come true.
20-some rocks on here. These little sticks aren't going to hold it for long. And we could use some of these around here. That's what we're talking about, reusing.
A spell to release your demons into the darkness of the night. 1. Go to the woods. 2. Sit in sacred circle with your peers and elders. 3. Allow a trusted ally to witness your pain. 4. Talk to the trees and listen for their response. 5. Allow your demons to appear to you in full form. 6. Pray to and for your ancestors. Sing them songs and receive their blessings.
What are we trying to achieve, and what is actually happening for us in every body? The physical body, the mental body, the emotional body, the spiritual body, to ride this level of heat. We are in a setting that's my favorite, and that is to be with other female-bodied persons. And this is my favorite for 1,000 reasons. For one, you have wombs sitting in a womb. For that basic reason, just like our bodies remember some things that our egos or our personalities or our whatever might take somewhere else. Just real basic right there. The root of where life come through is in a womb on the earth. Like 3/4 of the way, because you have to lift it and have to lift it onto the legs. Chakras through the unction of all that has been spoken. We light this fire to burn off what no longer serves the highest of our destiny, the highest of our purpose or our mission on earth. And we thank you in the name of all of the fire goddesses. Puele, Shango, Cabo Capiesio, Bobo, Ana, Adupe from Boboy Reo Joe. May you goddesses rise. May the phoenix and the ashes rise in these souls that are feeling weak. May our fires all be rekindled by the community of this one fire.
I came into the group so excited to participate in this sacred gathering, and also really wanting to share and honor the healing work I've done on myself over the past few years.
May we have the courage to step forward in our truth. May we know that our ancestors support us in our journeys, in every decision that we make. Aho.
Aho and so.
Whatever you were searching for, whatever you were seeking for, just know it's a gnosis. It's a knowing. It's a knowing where there's no doubt about who you are and where you came from. So may you have a gnosis today.
Yes.
That there was no mistakes for you being here.
Okay, rolling.
118.
Right before you. Confusion. So as soon as I am walking to the back, we say Ife?
No.
Or do I say it Ife?
Who is in my temple? Who is in my temple? All the doors do open themselves. All the lights do light themselves in darkness. Like a blackbird flies away, flies away.
Purge! Purge! Free yourself! Free yourself! Free yourself!
All the doors do open themselves. All the lights do light themselves.
Confusion is the conflict between my earthly body and my heavenly body. And my heavenly body always wins.
When I feel confused, I don't feel like I'm in my power. And sometimes when I'm dealing with money, I feel confused.
Yes.
And that shit makes me so mad. That's some deep ancestral thing about slaves being sold, seeing money being passed. Even my grandfather basically prostituted me to some man, and I remember seeing them pass money to each other. And in elementary school, one of the teachers raped me, and he gave me money. I don't know if I asked for it because I had learned that from my grandfather, or he just given it to me. So that felt confusing, and that confusion feels painful.
In darkness, like a blackbird flies away, flies away. Who is in my temple? Who is in my temple? All the doors do open themselves. All the lights do light themselves in darkness. Like a blackbird flies away, flies away.
Hi, Nova.
Hi.
It's raining a lot. It is raining a lot. And we're all very wet. And we're all very happy. There's Stu over there watching this. And here comes Stu.
'Cause
like the... Who's in there? Bree and Danae.
Let me ride. Swing low, chariot stopping. Let me ride. Oh, rock me now, slow and easy. I've got a home on the other side. Swing low, chariot stopping. Let me ride. Swing low, chariot stopping. Let me ride. Oh, rock me now, slow and easy. I've got a home on the other side.
Fear is the mind killer. I step up to it and I pass through it.
Those years in my early childhood when my grandfather was sexually abusing me were really, really painful and challenging and full of a lot of suffering. And in that suffering, I was able to transport myself to another dimension. There, I could feel my ancestors with me, protecting me. I had a lot of mystical experiences that saved me, and they've stayed with me as a major source of strength and power in my life.
Asesu olodo, kai kai kai. Yemaya olodo, kai kai kai. Asesu olodo. Larioke, 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 larioke. Yemaya olodo, awalodo miyo. Yemaya olodo, awalodo mío. Yemaya olodo, awalodo mío. Yemaya olodo, awalodo mío.
Ghetto bitches, speaking in tongue bitches, fall on the floor, that's H on the door. Beat them ghetto bitches, speaking in tongue bitches, fall on the floor, that's H on the door.
Beat them ghetto bitches, speaking in tongue bitches, fall on the floor, that's H on the door. Beat them ghetto bitches, speaking in tongue bitches, fall on the floor, that's H on the door. Talk shit with the cat spell, long weeds, long nails, cornrow, pink tail. Baby father still in jail. Good witches I fuck with. Bad bitches we run shit. Four bitches, four corners. North, east, west, south shit. Good witches I fuck with. Hot door for my broomstick. Witchcraft, bitchcraft. Like magic is nothing. I reach in my altar. I reach in my altar. I reach in my altar. That's one of the count.
One of the teachers that abused me in elementary school, or like sexually abused me, was the play director.
Wow.
And so in the medicine journey, I was on the stage of the theater where this abuse had taken place backstage, and it was just like storming, but like only on the stage. It was very beautiful.
Wow.
And then this face here, I played him in a performance piece, and a incredible makeup artist came and put prosthetics on my face.
What did it feel like when you were acting out as him, as the person the teacher that abused you?
It was pretty weird.
In what respect?
Well, I enjoyed it because I think something that led me to do it was that he came into me without my permission, and so I felt like I needed to go into him.
Gave you a little bit of that power back.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you took part of me without my permission, now I'm inside of you without yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that.
But I did get quite depressed afterwards.
Really?
Oh my, I didn't see that coming fully. I wrote out what the performance would be almost from this like intuitive place. Like I didn't think about it too hard. And I knew that he would be eating raw meat because he's like this goblin that wants to just like devour flesh, like part man, but then there's this gross being. And so I wasn't swallowing the meat, but I was eating it and chewing it and like swallowing the juices and then like spitting it out. But after doing that for like 5 or 10 minutes, I started to get really nauseous, which I didn't like foresee or plan. But then it made perfect sense that like I'm embodying this creature and I feel sick physically.
Right.
So it's like I had to make myself sick to like be in the role.
Right. And to get him out.
And to,
Or-
yeah.
To have a reason to get him out.
Yeah. After that, I was just like having a hard time getting out of bed, like just kind of still. But it was okay. I just took it slow.
Thank you so much. For some of you who don't know me, my name is David Willett, Mr. David to some of you. Wow. You were amazing. I am shocked. I am just shocked. You just blew me away. Congratulations. I bow to you. Okay? All right, we got a lot of
I'm
people
hearing
overseas, ladies and gentlemen.
where your soul would re-enter, and what you as both a victim or a survivor of that needs to sink your teeth into and wrap your mind around so you can really be sure of the healing inside. And that's that place that as the victim you've targeted that spot in the pain body of the predator that does that. You see what I'm saying? Because I think I wouldn't know. I'm not a victim or a survivor, but I think that thing, that residual that hangs out in many of the victims and survivors I've worked with is the inability. That's why the child shuts it down, like that place you can go and you can't go any further to remember. Your child shut it down to protect you, and most do. And they shut it down because the mind cannot get around where it's coming from. The child cannot process, you know, it's a conflict. I'm supposed to trust big people, adults, and you're taking something from this is don't trust. You know what I mean? So they want to go in there, and, you know, I think it's very rare. I haven't seen it where you can capture a predator in the illness and reveal the inner child that was the victim.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? You can show the predator and the victim, their duality, their Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Right.
I feel like I'm in a unique position to
do
share
that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, Survivor is in a
good.
unique position to be able to share that.
Yeah, it feels really important.
Yeah.
It feels really important.
Yeah. Our soul really needs the wild. Of the 11 darlings on this journey, there are millions around the world. The deeper we went into the journey, the more the old spell lifted.
When it rained 5 days and the skies turned dark as night. When it rained 5 days and the skies turned dark as night. Then trouble taking place in the lowlands at night. I woke up this morning, can't even get out of my door. I woke up this morning, can't even get out of my door.
News said another nigga died today.
Damn. Shit is hard, man.
Little nigga was only 15, man. He ain't even lived his life yet.
Gotta send a prayer up for his moms.
That shit ain't gonna help. Fucked up part is niggas can't even cry about it. They think niggas don't feel no pain.
Feel like we endangered species. White boys ain't gotta deal with this type of shit.
But what if we wanted to experience life the way they do? To freely experience joy and love. To dream and not fear the consequences.
Shit seem impossible.
What if all the niggas in the world traded it all in? Take up a new body, a new space.
On some reincarnation shit?
Yeah, something like that. What if black boys were butterflies?
Nigga, what? Hey, you tripping.
You can laugh, man, but I'm serious. Think about it. Wouldn't have to worry about how to dress, how to act. No more getting followed around in the store. No more broken homes. No more shit on the news about cops killing us. Trayvon would still be here, man.
Mike would still be here. Butterflies, huh?
Butterflies.
I could dig it. And what about black women?
Oh, they coming with us too. They don't deserve our queens. In every ghetto, in every city, every prison cell, every cemetery, we're trading in our strife for wings to finally be free.
All right, everybody, we are back. We are black, and I want to welcome all the four filmmakers whose work we just saw. So in the order we saw them, R.J. Dawson, who directed Gummy Bear, Nova Scott James, who directed Wild Darling Sing the Blues, and It's a Song of Freedom. We have Jason Hightower here, who produced Pew Pew, and he's here because Naima Ramos Chapman, the director, could not be here tonight. And then last but not least, we have Daquan Collier, who directed What If Black Boys Were Butterflies. So welcome, welcome. You all made some absolutely beautiful films, and I'm so happy to be in conversation with you all tonight. So first of all, give yourselves a round of applause, because, and people virtually with us, snaps applause, because those were some gorgeous and amazing films. So we only have 20 minutes, so I'm going to try to squeeze in as much as I can in those 20 minutes. So let's start with, you all were able to hear the inspiration for Ethics and Aesthetics, which came from the Black arts movement of the 60s and 70s. So I'm going to tie in the two questions and kind of make them one. So the Black arts movement believed that your ethics and your aesthetics are one, which is also what DNA believes. So with that in mind, could each of you describe what inspired you to tell your film, and how you were able to preserve your vision and commitment of making it the way you wanted to make your film without an outside gaze, and then tie into that what your creative process was? And so for the sake of time, we're just going to go in order every single question in the order your films were shown. And so I'll just call on you. So we'll go with RJ first.
Can you hear me? Hi.
Yes.
First of all, thank you for having me and all of us, and it's great to be here with everybody. Appreciate that. The inspiration for the film, right? I was an AFI student, and it came time to do thesis. Sorry, this is I'll try to be really quick about it. But I had gotten like these two other stories approved. One was about a black samurai, and the other was about this kid growing up in Fayetteville and trying to make it out because like Fayetteville is such a oppressive place to him. But I was having trouble writing it, and I just wrote. I wrote the script like overnight because it was like something's in the way, you know what I mean? And I had to like get it out. So I wrote it and sent it to my brother because I've been trying to co-direct something with him. He's also a filmmaker. And he's the one, he's the reason that I did it as my thesis, because like I really respect my brother's opinion about my work. And he was like, yeah, you should do this for my thesis. And since then, in terms of like, how did I maintain it throughout the process of making it? I think that with my team, when they read it, they loved it. Everyone seems to connect to it, like no matter what walk of life they came from, because I feel like I had a very diverse team as well, and like everyone came to the project because something in it connected to them, where it made it, I think, personal, and that was part of my goal, to make something that spoke to the universal truth of what it means, like of feelings and how we all feel, and have the ability to transcend our cultural borders, but at the same time be so so informed by the culture that you can't help but escape the blackness of it, for example. So yeah, I think I answered that question.
Yes, and yeah, that was amazing. And so dope to hear that your brother is also a filmmaker. Like, what a talented family. And then could you just briefly describe your creative process of making Gummy Bear?
Um, I guess it was honestly one of the best filmmaking experiences that I had because, like a lot of times you either don't have the resources or you don't have the control over your voice or the et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Um, I was among a lot of artists who wanted to bring their best to the vision, and I had gotten to a space where I wanted to make sure that everyone who stepped to the project was fully empowered to do what they came there to want to do. Um, and I think that vulnerability is a core to my process. Like when I speak to my actors, when I speak to the department heads or anybody, I completely I'm completely open because that's the only way that you're going to be able to make pure art. So, in terms of process, I was able to be vulnerable with people who are also willing to be vulnerable while getting the resources and backing that allowed the creation of Gummy Bear. So, yeah.
Beautiful. All right, let's hear from Nova.
Would you repeat the question one more time?
Absolutely. It was a mouthful, so I'll just repeat it for everyone. So,
Thank you.
basically, the Black Arts Movement, which inspire ethics and aesthetics, believes that your ethics and aesthetics are one. So, with that in mind, describe what inspired you to tell the story your film tells and how you were able to basically preserve your vision and commitment to that story without an outside gaze. And then also tie that into what your creative process was for making your beautiful film, Wild Darlings.
The creative process, all of the work has really been rooted in healing, in the truest sense, and listening, asking myself what would feel healing for me and my collaborators, what would feel healing for the group, and trusting that as we all share our needs, that our needs can get met by this creative process. And it's a bit of a unique way to make a film, it seems, having that as the priority, meeting people's needs and meeting people's healing needs. And that question has remained from the very beginning when at a certain point it was just me sharing with various people and building a crew and asking folks to join and come together. And we all came together in the name of healing and our own healing and the healing of our ancestors. And each and every one of us, everybody, we're carrying with us our ancestors' pain and their trauma and their coping mechanisms and their joy and their genius and their rituals. And we're carrying all of that. And it's this brilliant medicine basket that we all have with us. And when we're blocked from processing and metabolizing the pain that comes with that, then we also often end up blocking out the bits of the magic and the joy and true bliss and divinity. And so it's the intention behind my work is how can we fully hold space for all of it and just the beauty and glory of all of it together. And there's a saying that the wound is the place where the light enters. And a quote by Rumi, which is so, so true. It's when we allow ourselves to feel our pain fully and completely and surrender to it, then we can alchemize it and it truly becomes a gift and becomes wisdom and becomes love. So that's the intention behind the work. And the process is one that really is a process of regenerative filmmaking. So the group experience of the crew, producers, everybody collaborating, we are, processing and talking about our own healing process and our own wisdom and how the codes that we each carry can weave their way into the project. So that's
beautiful. Because this is a group of people who you meet with regularly for this healing work, right?
So the Wild Darlings Healing Arts Collective, yes, we meet on Mondays now virtually because everything is in this new cyberspace, and it's been just as Allied Media Conference is this powerful gathering that's happening online. It's like we've been meeting online, and you can connect so powerfully this way as we're all learning.
And I'm so sorry to cut you off, Nova. I have to get the other two in, but
no, please.
Like, people are in our YouTube chat, like, wondering how to connect with you. Like, do you lead other retreats? So, like, more information to follow. Thank you.
Beautiful.
So let's move on to Jason Hightower, who produced Pew Pew. That was directed by Naima Ramos Chapman. And again, Black Arts Movement believe that your ethics and your aesthetics are one. So how did that show up in the making of Pew Pew from your producer perspective? And, how did Naima stay true to the story she wanted to tell? And briefly, what was her creative process?
For sure. First, Naima says, she really wanted to be here. She apologizes. She just had some incidents that happened that kind of prevented her from being able to attend, but many thanks and much love to y'all. For her, the inspiration actually was a cruise event that happened to her. She got followed through the streets of New York, and she interpreted it, processed it, and then came out with this story. And then she had this element of audio and how to play with the idea of the sometimes escapism, but also the ability that it can be a hindrance and then turn into a superpower. And that was the process of kind of when she inspired it and came forward. And when we met together to kind of get into the creative process, she did a lot of visual telling to us about what she wanted to do, where she wanted to go. She had some rehearsals with Damani Pompey, who's her choreographer, and she sat with Sean Peters, her cinematographer, to really kind of go through what she wanted to see, what she wanted to get. And for me as a producer, a lot of it was, I told her out front, I was like, look, I see that you have a very clear vision, and I want to make sure that I can set a table that you can pick whatever you like to be able to create. That was my main job, was say, hey, tell me where you want to go. I will go find it and be able to let you pick what's the best option. And so that was a lot of our process, was just like, Naima has a very clear vision. She knows where she wants to go. And we say, okay, well, our job is to be there and be that vehicle so you can create and make great work. That's, the beauty of the films that we've seen today are just incredible pieces of powerful work. And that's part of what she did for.
Beautiful. Yeah, it was. We had so much discussion at DNA about the experimentalness of it and the auditory sensibility about it. So yes.
Yeah.
And then last but certainly not least, Daquan Collier, who put all this beauty in 4 minutes. Please, yes, tell us what were your ethics and aesthetics, and what was your creative process for What If Black Boys Were Butterflies?
So I'm very interested in, making films that are socially relevant and moving. And I like how you use the white gaze thing, because that's something I always try to think about in my work. There's a James Baldwin, I think he told Toni Morrison to get the white man off your shoulder, when you're writing. and just keeping that. I always keep that mindset of like I'm writing stuff for community and for people that I know. So it's like I wanted to have intimate conversation between like these everyday, it's really tough. Especially black men, they don't open up to you and have this conversation. What it could look like and currently. And I was inspired. Next lifetime. There's a line. She says, "Maybe we'll be butterflies in the next lifetime." So I was just thinking about this idea of butterflies representing freedom and how the two can be connected. Because I think black boyhood is like this experience that is like unimaginable. Like we black men just kind of become men, and black boys just become men so quickly. And I think that time in between could really is really where they need the attention. We need the attention.
Beautiful. And like we don't have time, but there was so much connection between What If Black Boys Were Butterflies and like Gummy Bear and the experience that young man was having and like trying to be a black boy. And then the same, like looking at like Nova's story as a girl and having her innocence taken away from her like that. And then, in Pew Pew, you have this empowered woman who like takes that power back. And there was so much connection. I wish we could talk about it, but offline, Instagram, we'll do that. So one last question that I'm gonna sneak in, and mainstream is like, Ryan, wrap it up. So if you could sum up in like a few words or a sentence what you want the audience to take or what the call to action is, if you have one from your film, what is it? And let's start with RJ.
I'll try to be quick. I don't necessarily have anything that I think want you to take from my film, or more so have such a target of like, oh, I want you to take this from my film. I want you to take from my film what you get from my film, and hopefully that shifts something within you, like more so like affecting an ideology in order to affect the culture, not the culture, but like just the ideologies in which we move between one another so that we can improve our culture unconsciously. Like you said, with the connections between all of our films, literally like just
and I'm
putting
sorry,
it in
I gotta pause you, RJ.
Oh shit, okay,
ones,
my fault.
That was
But
the
if I can say
drop.
real quick, I am working with Black Unity LA. We work with the unhoused population, so I really wanted to use the platform to be able to speak on that, because in terms of improving our community, I want people to look at helping our unhoused neighbors. So that would be my personal call to action. So thank you so much for the platform.
Yes, thank you. Nova.
Yes, I got you, Ryan. 30 seconds. So this film is meant to support people in having deeper access to the healer within themselves. That is the mission of this work, to create access to the healer within. And we are planning the Wild Darlings a spiritual pilgrimage to a plantation in the South. And we're going to be sharing so much about that work. So you can follow us on Instagram at Wild Darlings Sing the Blues. And we're going to be sharing there about this beautiful project that we're working on. And you can follow me on Instagram at Nova Scott James.
Perfect. And you know what? Everyone do what Nova just did, because that was going to be the last tidbit, is throw in how we can contact you and your next project, if you can, along with what you want everyone to get from your film. So let's go to Jason.
So I'd say Naima didn't have like a very specific call to action, but I would say one of the takeaways for the film was to be able to tap into your inner superpower and to listen to yourself and trust it. And then I guess as far as like where to follow, Instagram for me is Igby Towers. Hers is Naima Ramchop is her Instagram, and she is doing some writing that I'm really excited for and hoping that we can bring out very, very soon.
Awesome. And Daquan.
I think I would really want just people to take away the idea of like black people in general, like wanting freedom. And like if you looked at Nova's film, like we see like how unprotected we are. I think that's definitely something I'm motivated and want people to take away from the film. I'm writing something now. I'm supposed to be shooting it at the end of next month. And my Instagram is Daquan. It's just my name, Quan.
Beautiful. We are right at time. This was perfect. Y'all, we are so excited about your films and so honored to have been able to show them for our first Ethics and Aesthetics launch. So we'll always know that you were a part of that for us. And so we look forward to continuing to support your work. And then real quick, RJ, just let us know where we can follow you on Instagram and see your work.
At Dawson RJ is my Instagram.
Beautiful. Y'all, thank you so much. It's an honor to see our experience represented so beautifully by y'all as filmmakers. So thank you, everybody, and good night, and support these people in their gorgeous, magnificent, brilliant work. Peace. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us tonight. Do not forget, same time, same place tomorrow. We have 2 more films showing. It will be our second session of Ethics and Aesthetics. So continue to support Allied Media Projects. Continue to support Detroit Narrative Agency. And we'll see y'all tomorrow night. Get some good rest. Peace.